Good morning. Morning. My name is Ann Pearl, and I'm your worship associate today. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing number 1031 in your teal hymnal, Filled with Loving Kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I
Good morning. My name is Pat Kirkman, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Hudson Valley. Whether you have been with us for a while, a decade or more, or this is your first time visiting us, we welcome you. Whatever the faith and traditions of your past, we welcome you. Whatever your theological stance, we welcome you. Whoever you are and whomever you love, we welcome you. Whatever your heritage, we welcome you. We respectfully acknowledge the territory on which our church building sits as the ancestral homelands of the Muncie, Lenape, and Wappinger people. I have just a couple of announcements for today. Join us next Sunday after the service for our annual fire drill and scavenger hunt, followed by an ice cream social. This is a ceremonial end-of-year event that incorporates fun with the added importance of safety and situational awareness. After the service today, at about 11:30, we will be having our annual congregational meeting to vote on next year's budget and candidates for the Board of Trustees. If you are watching the service at home, the meeting will be held on Zoom using the same link as for the coffee hour. The link is in your Saturday reminder email. All members and friends are invited to the meeting. Members are permitted to vote in person or via the Zoom meeting. For the most up-to-date information on these topics and others, please refer to our weekly e-newsletter and check our website frequently. And please join us for conversation after the service. If you are present in the sanctuary, please join us for conversation and coffee in Fellowship Hall. If you're watching the live stream, the link for our Zoom coffee hour can be found in the Saturday reminder in your email. If you are just recently joining us and would like to receive our weekly e-news, please email us at uucroton@gmail.com with your name, and we will make sure you are added to our e-news list. Also, please remember to silence your cell phones at this time. Once again, we welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Hudson Valley.
As Unitarian Universalists, we are part of a multi-generational community of activists, artists, thinkers, and dreamers. This morning, it is my pleasure to introduce William Strickmatter, who has a special announcement he would like to make to our congregation.
Hello, my name is William Strickmatter, and me, Daria, and my mom have been working on an immigration letter campaign to stop ICE from coming into schools and churches, and to keep schools, churches, and hospitals to keep them sanctuaries. I started this because my best friend is an immigrant from Guatemala, and he's been worrying about his family getting taken away from him by ICE when he heard about what happened in Sleepy Hollow. I hope you guys will come to our table after the service to sign the letters. Thank you.
It is a sign of the times and also a sign of the dedication and thoughtfulness of people like William in this community that we are paying attention to what is happening in our world, even as we gather in beautiful sanctuaries like this. We know we are called to keep our eyes open and our ears attuned to what is happening all around us, even this morning. So even as we draw strength and hope from the sunlight that comes through these windows, we remember that we receive that strength and hope not just to restore ourselves, but to be galvanized, to go out and care for one another, our neighbors, our friends, and the wider world. In that spirit, we will ring the bells of our sanctuary, and as we do so, we recall our values of justice, equity, and compassion And I invite Jane Claudel, our Director of Religious Exploration, to head into the bell tower. And all children in the sanctuary are invited to join Jane and ring those bells as a joyful and defiant symbol of our faith and our hope.
Taking advantage of the step that's back. The chalice lighting words today are by Peter Samoyski. May this flame we light remind us that every one of us can bring the light of love to the world. May this clear flame be a symbol that every heart can burn bright with joy, peace, and harmony. May the wisdom of ages speak to us through this flame and stay in us. Every one of us can be a blessing to the world. Now please join me in our unison affirmation. The words are in your order of service. Inspired by love, our mission is to seek our true nature, connect deeply and openly, and act for justice. We will now have our songs of praise. They are number 381 and 382 in your gray hymnal.
Now is a time in our service for a moment of pause, of breath, of meditation. I bring into our space words of the great teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, who said, "Let us be at peace with our bodies and our minds. Let us return to ourselves and become wholly ourselves. Let us become aware of the source of being, common to us all and all living things. Evoking the presence of the great compassion, let us fill our hearts with our own compassion toward ourselves and toward all living beings. Let us pray that we ourselves cease to be the cause of suffering to each other. With humility, with awareness of the existence of life and the sufferings that are going on around us, let us practice the establishment of peace in our hearts and on earth. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I feel the whole length of my in-breath. Breathing out, I feel the whole length of my out-breath. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, it is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. As we take our breaths in and out, how wonderful it is to be able to do so. And what amazing things we can do with our breath. And it is a tremendous joy that in a moment I get to introduce Luke Widener, who will be offering a song for us here in community from the musical Avenue Q called Purpose. Purpose is that little flame that lights a fire inside of you. Purpose keeps you going strong like a car with a vortex of gas. So what's more? Oh look, here's a penny. It's from the year I was born. It's a sign. I don't know how I know, but I'm gonna find my purpose. I don't know where I'm gonna look, but I'm gonna find my purpose. I gotta find out. I don't wanna wait. I've got to make sure that my life will be great. Gotta find my purpose before it's too late. Could be far, could be near, could take a week, a month, a year. At a job, smoking glasses, maybe out, a broken glass. Yes, it could. Something's coming, something gotta find me. Gotta find me. You should go again.
No, you don't.
But that's not all.
That's right now.
As we think about breath, what one breath can do. Imagine the choir. And it is now a gift and a joy to invite the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Hudson Valley Choir to sing Ain't Judging No One.
This song was chosen to honor Pride Month.
This is a Bridging Ceremony Sunday, which is a special ritual in Unitarian Universalism where we mark the transition in life stage from high school to what comes afterward. So today we honor a graduating high school senior, Luke Widener, and we mark his milestone. And we invite Luke to come forward and offer a reflection to us. Hi, again.
Funny story. We sung that at our course concert, so I was just like singing along. Very used to it. Hi, my name is Luke Wagner, if you don't know me. I have been attending this congregation for most of my life, though not continuously. Around 2 months ago, I had the honor of giving a testimonial about my experience with this community, which I really enjoyed. Because I just spoke about church so recently, I, of course, spent multiple hours brainstorming for something new to talk about. Then I realized I don't really need a new topic. As I reflected upon my time here, I thought of how many things I could talk about. I could talk about how excited I was to finally sit in on a full service when I was taking a week off from RE. I could talk about how mowing the lawn here at church has reminded me of how spoiled I am to not have ever done it before I turned 18. I could talk about the care and support I feel when members of this congregation support me in my theatrical endeavors. However, the one subject that I thought of over and over was RE. I have been an RE assistant and sub for 3 years now, and I've learned so much. The kids who have been attending RE for times long and short have left a lasting impact on me. Whether it's attempting you to prevent you from eating food before coffee hour, or running around and playing with paper airplanes. I've been able to get to know many of you in such valuable ways. In my role as a teacher and mentor, I think I've learned just as much as the rest of you. So, not much. So, I have just a couple of things. First, to the kids of RE, I say thank you. You brighten my morning each time I come here, even on the days when a lesson might not be a crowd favorite. It has been my privilege to work with you and see you all grow in these past 3 years. Reverend Daniel, I feel so lucky that you have been with us, and with me especially in these past 3 years. The way you connect and speak is truly inspiring. Through our interactions, I have felt validated and supported in a way that's unique from anyone else in my life. Thank you. Jane, I am truly grateful for what you've done for me, both as a teacher and a boss. I am also in awe of your ability to put up with me. How do you do it? No, all jokes aside, I am so glad I got to spend more time with you. I definitely pay more attention to the lessons now that I'm assisting RE. I think younger me was perhaps too concerned with the food and coffee hour. Mimi, Phoebe, Jack, and Benny. You each show me love and support that has been immensely important as I've grown up. As I prepare to leave for college, I think about how lucky I've been. I also think about how much I've grown. I look forward to moving into a new phase of my life and a new phase of our relationships with each of you. I love you so much. And to the rest of the congregation, thank you. This space has given me so much, especially in these past 3 years, and I wouldn't be the same without you all. My time here has further encouraged me to lead my life with empathy and love. I am proud to say that I am a Unitarian Universalist. Thank you.
This is the formal ritual for bridging. When we dedicate babies and young children into our communities, we dedicate ourselves to them. We give them a long-stemmed rose with the thorns removed. The buds are symbols of the beauty and uniqueness of each individual and unfolding life. We offer roses with thornless stems to infants and children as a symbol of our desire to protect the children of our families from all that could be hurtful.
And now, for this rite of passage, excuse me, again, a rose, whose stem this time is not so carefully stripped of thorns. Though adult life is occasionally sharply painful, as well as rich in color and texture, we urge our young adults to engage life fully. Luke, will you take this rose?
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love, and your hands do the work of justice. Our wish and hope and intention in prayer is for you, that you may become even fully more yourself as you navigate the new waters of young adulthood. May the challenges you face be an opportunity to grow. May your gifts serve the world. And through all of this, may you know that you are blessed, whole, holy, and good. May you be surrounded by love. And take a few gifts with you on the journey. As we welcome new members with gifts of wisdom and life, we give you 2 books and a gift card for an online company that you can use as you discern.
So now our congregation is going to create a covered bridge. You will walk through the covered bridge, symbolizing your movement from youth to young adulthood. So coming over here, if everybody can come on.
We're gonna go like this, we're gonna have to double up.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like that.
Now,
Luke, we send you off with love and affection, prayers and that blessings may attend you, and hugs to let you know our hearts go with you. Go now in peace and quiet and wisdom. Go now in peace and quiet wisdom into the world with kindness and love.
Now, as summer is just upon us, as the season of spring is ending, as Luke has entered young adulthood, as a community, we now sing the song, Go Now in Peace, for all our youth to enjoy religious exploration as we enter the summer season and new season of life. Go now in peace.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. We will now have our responsive reading. It is number 728 in your gray hymnal. I will read the bold print and you will please follow with the italicized. It is called Blessed Are Those, written by John Buren. Blessed are those who yearn for deepening more than escape, who are not afraid to grow in spirit.
Blessed are those who take seriously the bonds of community, who regularly join in celebration and learning, who come as much to minister as to be ministered unto.
Blessed are those who bring their children, who invite their friends to come along, to join in fellowship, service, learning, and growth.
Blessed are those who support the church and its work by regular, sustained, and generous giving, and who give of themselves no less than their money.
Blessed are those who know that the church is often imperfect, yet rather than harbor feelings of anger or disappointment, bring their concerns and needs to the attention of the church leaders.
Blessed are those who, when asked to serve, do it gladly, who realize that change is brought about through human meeting, who do the work of committees and stay till the end.
Blessed are those who speak their minds in meetings, who can take and give criticism, who keep alive their sense of humor.
Blessed are those who know that the work of the church is the transformation of society, who have a vision of love and community, transcending the present, and who do not shrink from controversy, sacrifice, or change.
Blessed are they indeed. We come together in community to share with one another, to support one another, and to celebrate with one another. We bear sacred witness to each other in this honored ritual. As we begin, we know that there are both great sorrows and great joys in our world that must be acknowledged as well. We light our first candle to honor those in pain, victims of violence and war and oppression all around our world. We light a second candle because we understand that amidst all of that pain, there is also celebration and joy in our world. We honor that joy and sorrow are woven together. For some of us here today, this has been a week of life-changing joy that needs to be lifted up in this worship. For others, this has been a time of deep pain and sorrow that needs to be shared to make the burden lighter. We're doing a bell ringing ritual today, which Reverend Danny will now explain.
Several times a year, we call to mind individuals and places that are close and tender in our hearts. And when we gather in our sacred sanctuary, where so many people have gathered for nearly a century, we lift those names up, we lift those places up, we lift those people up in close concern. In a moment, I will ring the bell 3 times for the past, present, and future. And then I invite you to say aloud the name of a place or person you are holding close in your heart. I will ring the bell for each name or place, and we'll light a candle for the past, present, and future.
Sue Anderson.
Emmanuel Harris. Julie. Mike. Gaza. Tom
Kim.
Sarah,
Nigel.
Sandy Fagan.
Eric Washington.
Amanda.
Linda Reyes in honor of Puerto Rican Day.
Susie. Al. Tommy.
Louis Lindsay.
Doug.
Why?
Edie,
Herman.
Neil O'Brien,
Stephen Mayer. Los
Lee,
Angeles.
Peter Walters.
Tucker.
Ukraine.
I'll ring the bell one more time for all the people and places deep in the silent sanctuaries of our heart. We are thinking of them, we are connected to them, and we love them. This is the day where so much is true. We honor bridging ceremony. It's the annual meeting of our congregation. It's a day we will begin a letter writing campaign for the classmates of one of our youth. It is the second Pride Sunday. It is the time of Eid al-Adha. It is a time when so much is true and so much is beautiful and so much is painful. And almost like a ghost, an ancient book came to me this week. And it's one that some of you may know, called Kohelet in Hebrew, or the Preacher, or Ecclesiastes in Greek. And it famously begins with this passage in translation: "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to hunt and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time for war, and may it be soon a time for peace. May it always be a time for peace." The Preacher speaks to us about the reality of seasons within life, in a community's life, in the world's life, and unfolding in our people's life. Seasons we did not create, but which we must respond and engage, and consider what tools we are bringing into which season. It's a sacred wisdom text, Kohelet, in both Jewish and Christian tradition. And while this particular book is not in the Quran, there are also similar themes of the rhythms of life unfolding. In the second surah, or chapter of the Quran, which is one of the longest, there is a beautiful image in the 164th verse, translated by Dr. Leela Bakhtiar. "Behold, in the creation of the heaven and earth, in the alternation of night and day, in the sailing of the ships through the ocean for the profit of humanity, in the rain which the most compassionate sends down from the skies, and the life which the most merciful gives to an earth which is dead, in the beast of all kind that God scatters throughout the earth, in the change of the winds, and the clouds which they trail between the sky and the earth, here indeed are signs for a people that are wise." Each of these ancient texts, centuries apart, wrestle with awe and wonder and our smallness before the vastness in the face of changing seasons in our own people's lives and in the wider world. I've been struck time and again this week by this profound paradox of we are surrounded by the most gorgeous, verdant greens. They're more green than I remember from last summer. And yet so much feels aching and broken and fearful and uncertain in our culture. And these two realities are true. And I draw engagement, perhaps not comfort, but at least a steady awareness that other people trying to understand what the call of their religious tradition is asking them are paying attention to the seasons and asking what we are called to do. There's a Sufi poet from nearly 1,000 years ago. His last name was Attar. He was from Persia, who has a beautiful story. You can read the whole in translation, called The Conference of the Birds. It was translated into English, at least one version by Afghan Darbandi, who dedicated it to a relative, Maryam Darbandi. And in the Conference of Birds, essentially what happens is a flock of birds determine they're going to find who is the king of the birds. And they go on a journey. And it's a harrowing journey. And the birds, as a flock, encounter storms and dangers and waves and lightning. And some birds don't make the full journey. But through the course of their struggle, the birds have a revelation. The king of the birds, who they are searching for, is all of them. The king of the birds, the sovereign of the birds, is the flock itself, is all the birds, and manifests when all the birds are working together. That which is healing, that which is greater, that which is transforming, manifests through the relationships that they share with one another. The old German liberal preachers who lived and taught in the aftermath of the French Revolution, they would say that true religion, they didn't like to say the specific name of religion, true religion was a feeling of absolute dependence on some type of non-human power. And successive generations of modern religious thinkers argue that that dependence or independence could be with God or the cosmos or even nature. And in our tradition, in the Unitarian tradition, we suggest, and we're not alone in this, but we suggest that that greater unity is not just with nature, the cosmos, or the divine, but with other people. Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, who you should read her poems. That could be a summer assignment. Read Frances Ellen Watkins Harper's poems. She was a remarkable 19th century writer and organizer. She was born black and free before the Civil War. She was active in both the African Methodist Episcopal and Unitarian churches. And at the National Convention of Women here in New York State in 1866, she said, "We all are bound up in one great bundle of humanity, and society cannot trample on the weakest and feeblest of its members without receiving a curse in its own soul." Along the lines of Harper, following the great wars for independence in Latin America and against slavery in the U.S., more American preachers and theologians began to argue that the human community itself needs to be revered and respected just as much as the birds and the trees and the sun and the stars. Echoing that Sufi poet and prophet who said, "The king of the birds is all the birds. The community is holy, sacred, and good." The late and of blessed memory, Dr. Dolores Williams, she would say that being holy means establishing a peoplehood, human relationships based on principles of justice, impartiality, righteousness, honesty, wholesome human communication, lack of vindictiveness, and as trite as it seems, love. Dr. Williams said, "One of the hardest things to do in our, yours and mine, North American society is to build community. Viable, wholesome community is what each of us needs in order to experience well-being, care, and support." And she said, for North Americans, the challenge is to build community amid troubles. And as we hear these voices of ancient times reminding us that the seasons exist independent of any one of us, as we hear these voices of prophets reminding us there is a sacred connection that manifests in the relationships that we share, particularly during arduous journeys, we are called to look at where we are. We are called to respond with the clarity of a fifth grader who sees what's happening in Westchester County and says something different needs to happen. We are called to work through the institutions that we are part of, our work, our family, our civic groups, our religious congregations, and ask, how are we called, in the words of Dr. Paula Cole-Jones, to maintain, to revise, or to transform the institutions we are part of? To revise, to maintain, or to transform. We are in a room that is 99 years old. I tell Blake this all the time. We are in this space that has been home to multiple communities of people trying to discern their responsibility to Cortland, Peekskill, the town of Croton, the United States of America. And each generation of people has responded or disengaged from the realities that connects us. Artists, parents, activists, spiritual seekers, atheists, agnostic, Methodists, Reformed Jews, gardeners, chefs, teachers, writers, singers. So many people have called this space home in the last 100 years. And they create communities that can be healing. At this time of a Bridging Sunday, at this time of an annual meeting, at this time where spring is ending and summer is at its beginning, we are called to discern what rituals, habits, and songs will steward us well, to maintain, to revise, and to transform ourselves for this season and this moment. I know if you react to me like the stories you hear just from people in the community, this is a really difficult time. Our food pantries are being scrambled. Our food pantries are being scrambled. There is tremendous fear in our culture and community. And all around the world, people are discerning what can we do to either be part of a roll call of healing or to put up barriers and walls. The ancients said, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. And I humbly suggest there is a time to call members of Congress and a time to call family. A time to join the Pride March, a time to write a letter defending immigrants in our community and our nation. A time to care for trees, a time to prepare breakfast, a time to sing and a time to meditate, a time to listen to young people and a time to listen to elders, a time to mourn and a time to laugh, a time to deny the validity of warfare, and a time to create something beautiful in this century. A time to dream and a time to act, a time to resist and a time to build bridges, a time for annual meetings and a time for hospitality and a time for peace. And in the 21st century, it is always time for peace. May we discern what habits, what stories, what songs will walk with us and accompany us. As all of us bridge into this new season of summer, as spring is in its twilight, and the unknown days and weeks a month ahead are ready to greet us. May it be so, and may it be well.
Each week we make an offering from the bounty that we are blessed to enjoy. We do this in the spirit of love and generosity, aware that we have benefited from those who have gone before, those who in their turn gave generously. Our offering goes to support the work of love and justice undertaken by this community. Today's offering will also be shared with Undue Medical Debt. Their mission is to strengthen communities by erasing financially burdensome medical debt. Undue leverages donations to buy large bundled medical debts at steep discounts, providing immediate relief to financially vulnerable families. For more information, please visit their website, unduemedicaldebt.org. You may also refer to the e-newsletter or our website for more information. You can make your donation in several ways. If present in the sanctuary, you may give cash or a check in the offering plate as it comes by. From your homes, you can make your donation by a credit card or PayPal using the links provided in the e-newsletter or by visiting our website, uuchudsonvalley.org. Or if you prefer, you may always mail us a check. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Please join me now in the dedication of the offering. The words again are in your order of service. May these gifts and the word of our hands and hearts give power to all we stand for as a community of faith. Please rise now in body and spirit and join us in singing number 170 in your great hymnal, We Are a Gentle, Angry People. Verses 1 and 4 only, please. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing for our lives. Those words come to us from Holly Near, written as a memorial to the assassination of Harvey Milk. So we sing that this month, we sing that song all year as a grounding that even in the face of the troubles and evils of our time, people can be defiant with joy. People can be defiant with commitment and love and persistence. And in that spirit of Pride Month, in that spirit of commitment and transformation, let us go in peace to serve justice, hope, and compassion. May it be so.
And looking at feel like Ruby. One single word.